What's going on, guys? Jacob over here, coming to you with my final Bucks postseason reactions video. The Bucks, unfortunately, fall in 7 games to the Celtics. 109-81 is your final tonight, or today, actually. It's only 5:30, but the 4 for 33 from 3 should say it all. The Bucks could not buy a bucket from there, and the Celtics hit 22. That's what a... God, 4, so 18 times 3, Jesus, what is that, 60, 70, somewhere around there, versus 12. That's over a 50-point difference. Not much you can really do when the other team can't miss and you can't hit. It was about as uneven as I've ever seen a three-point shot battle. And that was the one area, really, where I felt like the Bucks, if they could even get close to even there, they were going to win this game. But, wasn't to be. And, life goes on. Honestly, for as intense as a series as this was, as hard-fought of a battle as these teams fought, literally every single game was like a different winner except for the final 2 games that the Celtics won. But it literally went back and forth. Game 1, Bucks. Game 2, Celtics. Game 3, Bucks. Game 4, Celtics. Game 5, Bucks. And then Celtics last 2. For as intense as this series was, as back and forth as it was, I am surprisingly, not enraged by the result. I guess it almost felt at times like the Bucks were playing with house money without Middleton. If this doesn't prove just how important Chris Middleton is to the Bucks, then I don't know what does. He is the guy in these games, down the stretch. The Bucks probably win Game 4 with him, and maybe they win Game 6, maybe. I really think, though, the game that the Bucks missed Middleton the most was that Game 4, because when the Celtics got hot, the Bucks were trying to answer and they couldn't. It probably would have been a close victory, but I think the Bucks probably would have pulled that game off with Chris Middleton. I think the Bucks probably would have won this series in 6 with Middleton. Of course, injuries happen, and that's what can you do about it? The Bucks got fortunate last year with Kyrie Irving being injured, so can't really use that as much of an excuse, but it is why I think the Bucks lost. And like I said, though, you can't excuse the poor shooting. Nobody really stepped up outside of Drew Holiday and Giannis in this series. What can you do when literally, even Drew Holiday had some really, really rough offensive games. This was not one of them, though. He actually played really well in this game. But as for Giannis, man, talk about a legendary series, putting the team on your back. He was magnificent in this series from start to finish. Even when he wasn't hitting shots, he was finding shots for his teammates. And, he put up 3 40-point games. He's the first player ever in NBA history to have 200 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in a series, in a playoff series. What more can you say about him? He is the best player on the planet. This series cemented that belief for me, for sure. Without his second best player, he goes out there and he takes what I think is going to be the eventual champion Celtics to 7 games. And very easily could have had this series at 3-1, then the Bucks win that Game 5 and they win the series. This series could have been over in 5 for the Bucks on the victorious side. It could have also been over in 5 for the Celtics had they been able to close out Game 3 and Game 5. Because I think the Bucks were very fortunate to win both of those games. But the Celtics were also very fortunate to win Game 4, too, shooting, 13 of 15 from the field in that fourth quarter. And really, that Game 4, even though the Bucks won the next game, that Game 4, after it happened, I just had a pit in my stomach. I felt, that was the Bucks' chance to really take command of this series. And if they won that game, I think they would have won the series. They were so close. But what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? And it happens. It's sports. And honestly, I'm grateful that I got to see Giannis play at that high of a level and truly, he is proving to me why he belongs in the discussion for some of the greatest players to ever play the game. I mean, just an unbelievable effort from him. Back-to-back 2020 games, 40-20 in Game 6. Really, with the season on the line, he did absolutely everything he could. It didn't matter in the end, though, because the Celtics could not miss from 3, and that was the one huge advantage they had over us coming into this series, is that they had guys, who proven to hit their shots, and the Bucks didn't have their best three-point shooter and ISO ball creator, Chris Middleton. So it is what it is. And this offseason, the Bucks certainly have some decisions to make. For starters, hopefully they cut George Hill. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a player so ineffective in his minutes. I don't know what they're going to do with Grayson Allen, honestly. I mean, it's probably too early to give up on him just yet, but he had a bad series. I mean, it was horrific. I mean, if the Grayson Allen from the Bulls series plays, the Bucks probably win this series, honestly. But he was just so bad in all areas of the game. I mean, shooting, defending. He just couldn't get anything to fall. And I mean, the fact that he got the minutes that he did, I don't know. I don't understand. I'll never understand that from Bud. I would have much preferred to see Javon Carter take his minutes. Javon Carter is roughly the same size, and he's a lot more of a pest on defense. Who knows if Carter would have hit any shots or not, but, when you can defend and, show your grit where Grayson can't, to me, that's more of an advantage in a postseason series for sure, if both players aren't hitting their shots. Obviously they're going to get Chris Middleton back next year. They're going to have another chance at this. This is not the end of this Bucks core. I do wonder what the Bucks do this offseason. They clearly need another wing defender on this team. I mean, really, it's a bunch of guards, then Portis, Giannis, Lopez. And, Middleton, I guess you could count too. He was injured, but Middleton too. They just need another guy, another body to throw out there who can defend. And really, I don't know if it would have made a difference in the series or not, but PJ Tucker will not make sense to me why the Bucks had to let him go. Save a few bucks. Who knows if the Bucks would have ended up winning the championship, or even advancing beyond this point, honestly, with PJ or not. But I'll tell you one thing: he's an extra wing defender who can hit threes, where the Bucks couldn't do. The Bucks couldn't hit threes in this series, and they severely lacked a guy to defend Tatum when Wes Matthews was out. And really, playing Wes is at a point where what are you sacrificing offensively for the defensive end? I think Wes played Tatum really well in this series, but he wasn't enough of a threat from the three-point line to really justify being played. So, we'll see what they do. I mean, it's going to be an interesting offseason for sure. Definitely the most interesting since this core has been intact. Well, actually, no. 2020 was more interesting because we got Drew Holiday, but still, I'd love to see the Bucks make a splash somewhere, but, where is the money coming from? Where is, that player going to come from? Who knows? Trade, free agency? I don't know. But at the end of the day, I got to see this team win a championship. And, of all the teams that I root for, I truly believed I would never see the Bucks win a championship in my lifetime. But here we are. And they're going to have another shot at it next year. They are. And I can't wait to watch. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got to say in this video. Hope you guys enjoyed the season. I mean, it was a good season. Feels like a failure because we didn't repeat, but, it's hard to repeat in sports. And just the fact that we're going to be able to have a chance for the next few years is, it's amazing enough that we have the team we do. So, anyways, guys, that's all I got to say. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.